Having your third #1 album in your career, so right here. How's that feel?
It's not bad for a three-piece.
Yeah.
No, it's,
They needed more! More!
just grateful to be
What up,
living
boys?
and playing music. Doing the thing that we love to do since, I mean, this is our high school band. And not bad for one guy that actually graduated from high school. So.
Fuck yeah! Go, Mike!
Would you like to see my diploma? You guys have been doing this now for 25, 30 years, whatever it is. If I told you years ago you would sell tens of millions of albums, you guys would all still be together, you guys would be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, would you have gone, yeah, that's the plan, or would you just punch me straight in the face?
Punch you!
I don't know. I think that the best answer I have is I don't have an answer. But it's, I think back when we started, we felt like we were doing something that was sort of different from what was going on in the mainstream, and we were kind of following that path where it was listening to, I don't know, alternative and punk rock music and all that. And so so the answer, I guess, is no. I don't think I would have known.
You guys went back to that a little bit on this album from the standpoint of, you went to a studio in Oakland that's super small, you didn't have a producer, you went in and made it yourselves. Why was it important to take that step on this record? Why'd you go back there?
I think that's just where we are right now, in our lives. We just wanted to hang out with the three of us. Everybody else kind of just, wasn't in the room for all the right reasons. I don't think it was a conscious decision more than it was, us playing music the way we used to and going, this feels right, let's keep doing it, and that's it.
And Oakland fucking rules.
Absolutely. Mike, I have a question for you, and I've heard it, and I'm not going to believe it until you tell me to my face. Did you take bass lessons leading up to this?
I did take a bass lesson.
Yeah?
I took a couple of them. It's not so much that I didn't know how to play before, because I did, but I was just connecting some of the dots that actually figuring out what the dots were. No, just connecting some dots and in stuff that doesn't necessarily show up on Green Day records, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's just getting your hands moving better.
How does Mike Dirnt find a bass teacher who doesn't go,
his name is
you're
Yoda.
pretty good?
I just found a guy that's a really good musician, and he's a great guy, and a guy named Stephen Burke. He's actually, in my personal fashion, I went to take piano lessons and ended up taking bass lessons, so there you go.
Cool. This record, for anybody that's listened to it, is a very personal record, it's a very political record, and I want to get to the personal stuff first. You guys, just like probably everybody else in this room, have dealt with personal issues in the last 4 years. How did that make its way into these songs and onto this record?
Well, the first thing we did was take time off, like after the last tour for we did like that triple album, and then I think then we toured it, and I think it was, we just needed a break, so we took time off and just let life unfold, and you never know what's going to happen around the corner, and there were some issues and all that stuff that was personal, and I think what we did was sort of rally around each other to make sure. It's strange because like people ask me what do you do? Who do you hang out with? I'm like, well, I hang out with Mike and Trey because they're the only ones that can really know about and I have other friends, but they're the only ones that we know what has happened to each other in the last 25, 30 years. So it's so that was sort of the path of the record. And the record's about, yes, there's some hard sort of reflections on what's going on in pop culture and politically, and then there's also a song like Still Breathing, where it's a song about survival and same with Ordinary World and all that, so yeah.
Bang Bang was our introduction to the album, and it's one of those songs that tackles a tough topic. Why Bang Bang? Why lead with that? Why was it special?
I just think I don't think we've ever captured our energy on a record before like Bang Bang. Yeah, there's been a couple, there's a couple other ones that I feel really proud of, but that song, it's just super catchy. So it's
That doesn't hurt, no doubt about it.
yeah, and it kind of deals with gun issues and that's going on in America and violence. We live in a really violent world, and just trying to make some sense of it, and trying to make sense of social media and how it's influenced us and where we get our news, but also what do you believe? Because there's so many different factions of news that are coming at you, and a lot of it could be just rumors you don't even know. But I mean, half of it's not true, I would say, at least. So I don't know. It's just important to get informed, and that's what the Revolution Radio is about.
Well, Revolution Radio has a good story. You were in New York and you were inspired spur of the moment. Can you tell that?
Yeah, it was after the Ferguson riots, and then it was a Black Lives Matter protest, and everybody was going up 8th Avenue, and I was just standing there on the side just watching all these people go, and I started doing what everybody does. I put my camera up and was kind of filming it, and then I was like, what am I doing? I should just walk. And it's very simple. I mean, when it comes to being inspired to do something that you believe in, you have to, it's got to be sort of a simple action. And I think that was one thing that I did, was I just walked with people, so.
We have an election coming up in the next couple of weeks, in case anybody hasn't heard. You guys are Green Day, there's a lot of people watching, there's a lot of people listening. Is there anything that you want to say regarding that?
Vote. Just leave it open-ended. Vote with your heart.
No, man, it's like vote with your ass. I don't know. I don't. You know, it's so toxic. It's so. I just want something positive right now.
Thank you.
The first time I voted was when the first Clinton was in office, and to think about where things were back then and compared to where they are now, and all this sort of dubious stuff that goes on, it's God, I'm just confused. I don't get it. It's like what do you call those shows? Like Real Housewives or some stuff like that?
Absolutely.
It's I really don't want to have an opinion on it. Everybody knows my opinion. I think everybody here knows what our opinion is.
Are you guys familiar?
Look, you know, take the high road.
Fuck
and,
yeah.
and do what's right. Come together. A little bit of unity would be nice right now.
Absolutely. 100%. There's a song on the album called Ordinary World. It's also the name of a movie that opens today in theaters, starring When did you realize that acting was going to be a thing for you?
I didn't know. I did sing Jimmy on Broadway, and then I started getting approached to do some other stuff, and then Lee Kirk wrote and directed this movie, and he approached me, and I really loved the script, and then I just got locked in and doing it, and it was really fun. It's a really sweet independent film.
Like we said, it's in theaters right now. It is going to be available here in the next couple of weeks. Widespread, so if you're listening right now and you can't find it near you, go see this movie. It is, it's something special. You did a good job, man.
Coming out on VHS. Blu-ray.
We asked some people to ask questions via social media, speak of the devil, and one came on Instagram specifically for Trey. Here we go. It comes from @Vanessa, something I can't pronounce. What would your career be if you weren't in the best band in the world?
I'd probably be a clown or a stuntman.
You would make a killer clown.
Yeah, clowns are a dangerous thing to be these days. And there you go. You guys just got done playing a bunch of club shows, which for fans obviously is a super exciting thing. We're gonna see one here today. Why is that important for you as a band to do right now?
We just want to play for the most hardcore fans, I think. And hours, and we were the other night. Not only we were playing stuff off Revolution Radio, but we played stuff off. I think it's going to be is it the 20-year anniversary of Insomnia? No, it was last year. 21, drinking age. So that was really fun, and playing stuff off Nimrod, and so we just kind of let's just throw down and have some fun.
Any special moments from the last couple of weeks at one of those shows? Something that either reminded you of days past or inspired you for days future?
The crowd surfing was interesting.
Okay, why?
Because it's like we will play like new material, and then there's like 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that are coming up. And then we play something off Insomniac, and we're like, that dude's not 18, 19, 20. It's like 30s. And then like gets a little younger with Nimrod.
The kid goes back around and goes, Dad, it's your turn.
Well, Green Day's one of those bands. Green Day's a band that can appeal to a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old and maybe a 9-year-old, like Mason right there. Absolutely, he's a big fan of Green Day. Why do you think that is? What do you think that the universal thing that people of all ages across that spectrum, because a lot of people try to do that, not very many people succeed.
I don't think there's an age limit on good music. I'm listening to like some of my favorite music. The band members are probably a couple hundred years old. So that's it. I mean, rock and roll, is timeless. Good rock and roll.
Absolutely. Well, fellas, you guys over the last couple of decades have become a musical family, but your music has become integral to our musical family. Everybody watching, everybody listening. So on behalf of all of them, thank you for doing what you do. Congratulations on the new record. It is Trey, it's Green Day new album, Revolution Radio.